Hey folks, Mark here. Like the title says, this is my post-FPV maiden flight debriefing. I learned some real good stuff on this flight. Now, one of the first things I learned is that my antenna position was not as good as it could have been. I did have the antenna right there. There's the antenna. I did have the antenna folded up this way. I had the antenna folded up perpendicular to the fuselage, and it was down here, right, just running right along there, right below there. It was running like that, but I don't think that was any good. Well, we'll just show you how it was. It was running like I had it running like that, and in fact it was up like this. I was running it like that, and I was getting some signal loss. I think it's going to be much better if I run it out and down like that. Okay, so that's the first thing I learned. My antenna positioning was not good. Also flew a little bit too high and lost some reception because of that, but I think it was mostly, if not entirely, because of my poor antenna orientation. And I'm going to actually move that downward. That's downward pretty good. That's pretty good downward. What does it look like from back here? Yeah, I think that ought to be pretty good. We'll check it out. But let's look at what we got under here. Let's see, what's the best way to do this? All right, there we go. Now, all right, so there's a better look at the system there. There's the camera. Actually, here's a better look. There we go. Now you can see the camera, you can see the transmitter, antenna, and battery. Yep. And so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and move this. Well, I guess I wouldn't want that any lower because then it'd be dragging the ground when I'm landing. So we'll leave that like that. Leave the antenna like this in the future. And another thing is I didn't have this focused. I did two flights. The first flight I didn't have this focused right. So I did a second flight and fixed that. But there you go. So there's my setup. Yep, camera, transmitter, battery, held on with Velcro. Made the plane a little tail heavy, not surprisingly, so I moved the battery all the way forward and added a little bit of nose weight as well. So yeah, so that's it. So I've just moved my antenna to what I think will be a better position. I just now focused the camera all the way so that it'll pick up the ground instead of my tires. And I guess that's it. Recharge everything, fly it again. Yeah, we'll recharge everything and fly it again. All right, folks. Oh, another thing is that the flying field is raised up above. I had the monitor on a little walking path at the edge of the flying field. Well, that walking path is about 2 feet below the surface of the flying field. That's another reason why I lost some signal, because I needed to have the monitor and antennas and receivers up on the level of the flying field, not slightly below. So I learned that also. And what else? Guess that's about it. All right, stay tuned for the next FPV flight, which ought to be real good because I've got all the bugs worked out on this flight. See ya.